All right, welcome to the deep dive. Um, you know you're here because you want to get to the bottom of something really quickly and efficiently, right? You
Sure.
want to be able to can understand a specific area without feeling like you need to read 1,000-page textbook or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And today we're going to dive into the world of meme coins, specifically how these trading signals and what they are, and how they're becoming pretty crucial for navigating this space.
Yeah, and we have some great material that actually goes into like how these signals work and really why they're so important now, especially with the meme coin market, because you really can't just rely on luck. You can't rely on hype.
Yeah, no. And really trying to make more informed decisions. We've been looking at an article, it's from of AI on Medium. It really kind of lays this out in a pretty good way. And I think, what we really want to do today is understand what these trading signals are, what the benefits are, especially for meme coin traders like yourself, and how they can help you potentially, discover some really promising opportunities. Kind of an alpha, as they say.
Right.
So, okay, let's just get down to it. What are we talking about when we say trading signals?
Well, essentially, in the context of meme coins, right?
Yeah.
Trading signals are really just actionable recommendations. And those are basically, buy or sell alerts.
Yeah.
And the way they're derived is really interesting because it's not just like one data point. It comes from market data. It comes from trends on social media, all these kinds of factors.
Yeah, that's right.
And then it, synthesizes it into, okay, it's time to buy or sell this token.
Okay, so it's not just some guy sitting in his basement saying, like, buy this.
Yep.
There's actual, like you said, there's actual data and information that's kind of going into this.
Right. And it's even more important with meme coins because they're so heavily driven by community.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, why are they proving to be so valuable? I mean, you mentioned, with the meme coin market being so dependent on that.
Well, the meme coin market, think about it. It is so volatile.
Oh, my gosh.
So volatile. And, unlike more established cryptocurrencies that, might have some traditional fundamental, backing them.
Like a company?
Or like a company,
real technology.
a company or a use case or a technology.
Meme coins, they go up and down based on, the internet.
The whims of the internet.
The internet decides.
That's it.
And so, what these signals do is they can really kind of cut through all the noise.
Right, yeah.
Because you're looking at your chart and it's just like...
It's up and down and you're like, I don't even know what's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
And they can also show, maybe, okay, this is a trend reversal. This is a potential, move that's going to happen. And there are actually platforms now that are, they specialize in signals just for meme coins.
Really?
Like SuperX. There are others.
Oh.
So it shows you that this is, becoming a serious part of how people trade.
So it is, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, we kind of have, a grasp of what these things are and why they're relevant, especially for meme coins. But what are like the real tangible benefits? Like, why should someone care?
Well, one really big one is timely market insights.
Yeah, okay.
These signals, they're meant to be like real time.
Oh.
Up to the minute information, what's trending, how prices are moving.
Right.
In this market, milliseconds matter.
Right. And especially in that market, yeah.
It could mean getting in early on something big or completely missing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like timing is everything with something like that.
It is.
Yeah. It can move so quickly. What else?
Another really important one is risk management.
Okay. So how does that work?
A good signal will tell you, okay, here's a good entry point.
Yeah.
Here's where you should think about getting out.
Okay.
And that way, before you even buy, you can kind of understand, okay, what is my potential profit here?
Right.
What is my potential loss?
Okay. Yeah.
Which is, in the meme coin world, it's really important.
So you're not just blindly going into it.
No, it's not like, oh, this one's going up, so I'm just going to throw all my money in.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is, sometimes tempting, but I think that kind of defeats the purpose.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It's like, guardrails on a really windy road.
I like that. It's a good analogy.
You don't want to go off the cliff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then another thing that the article talked about that I thought was really interesting is the whole community aspect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that too. How did they bring that in?
A lot of the platforms, they're not just giving you signals, they're building communities around them.
Oh, wow. So it's like a forum or like a place to chat.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Where traders can, share their analysis. They can talk about what they're doing.
Right.
And it's like, a collective intelligence.
So it's not just about, like, here's the signal, go do your thing.
Right.
There's actual, like, people to talk to about it.
And it's specifically focused on meme coins, which is, I think, pretty valuable.
Right. I mean, it is a specific area.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
And then just pure efficiency.
Okay. So what do you mean by that?
Trying to keep up with everything, 24/7 in the crypto world is just insane.
It's a lot. Yeah.
It is. It's exhausting.
And so how do these signals kind of make it more efficient?
Well, they do that initial, heavy lifting.
Okay.
So you're not spending hours looking at charts,
Right.
trying to, scroll through Twitter, Reddit.
So you can focus more on your actual,
Yeah.
strategy and your trades.
Exactly. You can focus on implementing rather than all that research.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's really helpful. So, okay. So these signals, they save you time. They can give you more information. They can help with managing risk. It's like a win-win-win.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a really valuable tool.
Yeah. So let's talk about alpha.
Okay.
I mean, that's the exciting part, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, in terms of meme coins, what does that actually mean? Like, how can these signals help you find it?
So in meme coins, alpha really means, spotting the next big thing
Okay.
before anyone else does.
Okay.
That token that's going to go up, 1,000%.
Right.
And it's really about being early.
So the early bird gets the worm.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how do these signals act like that early warning system?
Well, one way is they identify trends as they're developing.
Okay.
So, maybe a meme format starts getting popular, or a token is mentioned more on Discord or Reddit.
Yeah.
And these signals can pick that up.
Okay.
So they kind of pick up these subtle changes.
So it's like having a pulse on the internet's meme coin interests.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Another thing is they analyze sentiment.
So like what people are saying and how they're feeling.
Yeah. They look at Twitter, they look at Reddit.
Okay. Yeah.
Is the tone getting more positive? Is it getting negative?
Like bullish, bearish, all that.
Yeah. And that gives you clues about how prices might move.
Yeah. Because that is, I mean, with meme coins, it is a lot about perception and hype.
Totally. It's all about what people are saying and how they're feeling.
Yeah. Okay. What was that third way?
So the third way is they track influencers.
Okay. Yeah.
Which, in the meme coin world, that's huge.
Yeah. I mean, one tweet can just send something through the roof.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And so if someone big mentions a coin, the signal can elude you.
Okay.
And that can help you ride that wave.
Wow. So you're essentially, keeping an eye on trends, the social mood, influencers. You have like this radar for meme coin, winner.
Exactly.
With this Av.ai thing, this Alpha Signal Center. What is that and how does it work?
So what they do is really interesting. They look at, what they call these smart money addresses.
So what is that exactly?
So these are basically wallets that have a history of trading well.
Yeah.
They've consistently made money.
So they know what they're doing.
Right. And the idea is, if you follow what they're doing, you can learn.
Okay. So it's like learning from the pros.
Yeah, exactly. And you might see opportunities that other people miss.
Yeah.
And they use this on-chain data.
What is on-chain data?
So that's basically, the transactions that are recorded on the blockchain.
Okay.
Who sent what to whom. It's all public.
So it's like a public ledger.
Right. And it's transparent.
So they're analyzing that to come up with these signals.
Right. And it's all in real time.
So it's like, you're looking over the shoulder of these, big traders.
Exactly.
And you're seeing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's really cool. So what are some of the, the main features?
Okay. So one is the smart money tracking itself. You can see what these wallets are doing.
Okay. Yeah.
Across different blockchains.
Okay. Because you can see like what they're buying, selling, all that.
You can see what they're buying, when they're selling, how much they're buying.
So you can kind of like follow their lead.
Right.
Okay. That's pretty neat.
Another really important one is the real-time alerts.
Oh, okay.
So something
It'll tell you right away.
Okay. Yeah.
Big transactions, trends,
Okay.
important events.
So you're not missing out on anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's really crucial because, things move so fast.
Right.
Right.
Especially in this market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so you've got that. What about the user interface? I mean, is it like really complicated?
Well, they've tried to make it really easy to use.
Okay.
They have a lot of visualizations.
Okay.
Easy to understand tools.
Okay. So it's not like a bunch of code or like just crazy data that you can't understand.
No, they're really trying to make it accessible to everyone.
So anyone can use it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So really the point is that, this Av.ai platform is trying to give you a leg up.
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to give you information that you wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah. So you can make smarter decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
And not just rely on, hype.
Or just blind luck yeah.
Right.
Okay. So let's, bring it all home. I mean,
Yeah.
we've talked about how these trading signals are basically, actionable alerts based on all sorts of data.
Yeah.
They can save you time. They can help you manage risk. They can even help you find those really promising opportunities. And platforms like Av.ai, they're really trying to make it even easier and more sophisticated to do that.
Yeah, they're really pushing the boundaries. They're using AI. They're tracking these smart money wallets.
So really, if you're serious about meme coins, it sounds like this is something that, that you should probably be looking into.
It's a powerful tool.
Yeah. So I'm going to leave you with this. How are these signals going to continue to evolve and change the game for individual investors like yourself? I mean, it's a really fascinating thing to think about. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.